Ever had something bad happen to you that ended up being good? Let's talk about it. Barry Smith here, author, husband, father, pastor of 25 years, and a guy who's made my fair share of mistakes. Too many, actually. And some of those mistakes caused some pretty serious consequences with me. Frankly, I've wondered why God would allow it to happen. If he loved me, wouldn't he stop me from doing the stupid things that I did? Or wouldn't he protect me from some of the consequences? We kicked off Jonah chapter 2 last video and saw Jonah swallowed up by a huge fish. And from inside this whale-like behemoth, once he realized he wasn't going to drown, he called out to God in prayer. And what Jonah found was that God listens to the prayer of the runner. God isn't trying to crush the person running from God. He wants to hear from them. So praying is so important. The second insight that we discover about God when faced with a runner who is ready to turn back to God is that God is often in the circumstances. God is often in the circumstances that stop the runner from running in the first place. The circumstances that brings them to the end of themselves. Look at Jonah chapter 2 verse 3. You hurled me into the deep, into the very heart of the seas, and the currents swirled about me. All your waves and breakers swept over me. Wait, Jonah. God didn't throw you off the boat and into the water. It was those sailors. Remember, Jonah? I think your facts are messed up here. But Jonah says, yeah, well, it was the sailors who physically picked me up and threw me over. But it was God who really orchestrated it all. And looking back, Jonah realizes that God was in the circumstances. God was in the details. God was looking out for Jonah. The sailors were just players. God met Jonah at the end of himself. And here's what you'll discover when you quit running and turn back to God. The circumstances that you hate, the relationships that go sour, the debt that's about to swallow you up, all that stuff that makes you so mad and so sad, one day when you have time to distance yourself from the situation and connect back with God, you'll likely be able to see that God was in the circumstances that looked so negative at the time. You didn't know it at the time, but that was God sometimes doing something exaggerated to get your attention. Not paying you back, but bringing you back. And shouldn't we expect him to do almost anything to bring us back because he loves us so much? Today, some of you can't see it because you're right in the midst of it all. You can't see God there because you're running from him and about to drown in the belly of your own fish. Imagine a couple that has their kids taken away from them because of continued drug abuse and neglect. These parents have put their precious kids in dangerous situations far too many times, and so Child Protective Services are called and their kids are gone. The couple has no choice but to give them up and to go get treatment. So after 6 months of rehab and counseling, they're completely different people. They've secured better jobs, they're exercising and they're eating right, and they're ready to get their kids back and be the best parents on the planet. I could see where those two now flourishing parents could look back at their situation and say, that was all God. Child Protective Services didn't take our kids. It was God who took them. And he did it because he loves us, and especially he loves our kids. And he wanted to protect them and have us be healthy. So God took our kids so that we could be in this amazing situation that we're in right now. God was not trying to pay us back because of our drug abuse and neglect of our kids. He wasn't mad trying to crush us. He was trying to bring us back. And that's the kind of God that we serve. The day will come when you'll see that God isn't trying to pay you back, but to bring you back where he wants you to be. Is it time to stop running from God and start running to God? If that's you, it starts with praying. It starts with calling out to God, the God who hears the prayer of the runner and who is likely in your circumstances right now. Not trying to pay you back, but to bring you back. What do you think? Do you think God is just vindictive and trying to punish those who run from him? Or do you think God is trying to bring you back to him and sometimes causes things that look negative at the beginning, but are actually positive? Either way, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It helps us get the word out. And if you like our stuff, consider supporting us with a tip on PayPal or a tax-deductible donation at YouChoose.Community. All those links are below. So right now, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, ding, and share this thing, because no doubt someone you know probably needs to hear this. And if you're ready to stop running from God and start running to God, let me know in the comments below and I'll pray for you. Until next time, God bless.